Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Terima kasih atas kesudian sudah hadir dan saudara kami yang datang melancarkan program ini. I don't know, like most of you, extremely delighted to be here to listen to our success stories that give us that strengthen our resolve and belief that we have this enormous potential in this country. And thanks to this, the friends who has come and enlightened us what has been achieved thus far, though not known to many Malaysians. I am new to this digital economy because in the years I was in prison, there was no phone and computer. I was back to the traditional mode of learning. Books and the classics, pen and paper. But I am convinced that if we want to propel the economy forward, we have to accept the dictates and demand of the time. That include what we have heard today about digitalization, digital economy. I've spent the last many months, and doing the rest, virtually listening to them, learning from them, what all these Greek terms are about. AI, IoT, which I've not heard when I was in prison. So I'm fortunate because I have some very dedicated friends committed to the cause, want me to support and engineer this program forward. That's why I'm here today. That's why we launched the DNA23 together with Gobind Singh. Now, we also talk about diversity and inclusiveness because it's also my concern. I don't want this country to move forward and ignore the plight of the poor. Malays, Chinese, Iban, Indians, doesn't matter. The poor, the marginalized are human beings, not because of their color or their religious beliefs. Therefore, the focus, whilst we continue to engineer this new program, reform of our economy, and it has to be towards meritocracy and sophistication in these related industries, we cannot ignore, as I said, the plight of the urban and rural poor. And another cause of concern, it must not lead to further inequality in this country. Now, you have heard about diversity. There's strength in all of us if we are given adequate opportunities. All these new sophisticated terms that we use must be shared by every single citizen of our country. That is our mission. And I'm very fortunate to know Mitch Kapoor and Frida since 2005. Because we've served together in the invitation of former Vice President Al Gore, another dear friend of ours. Now, Mitch is, of course, brilliant in this field. And he was quite instrumental in introducing me to all these gadgets and new terms. We were talking about Uber, I think about 2010, when he mentioned, and we were just polite. None of us were convinced. But because he was the expert, with Lotus, with Steve Jobs and the rest, in the earlier period, none of us argued. We were just polite. But, okay, Mitch, you have a say. That's it. So I am personally very delighted to have him as guest of our family in Kuala Lumpur and to invite him. In fact, we arranged this program just to fit his schedule at no cost. And because he's passionate about these things. I mean, he has been one of the great, instrumental supporters for these startups. The Latinos, the blacks, those who are not given in ordinary terms, enough opportunity to rise up and to survive in that very fierce, competitive world at the Silicon Valley. So I'm just using this brief opportunity. If you ask, I'm not giving a speech. I've given too many speeches in Rantau. Oh my goodness. So, to reiterate the need to support the initiative of the government and our DNA23. Second, to keep on reminding ourselves that it must be done cautiously, knowing the diversity. They need to recognize the importance of all racial groups, rural and urban. They could be used and utilized as a source of strength instead of weakness, to create greater bond of unity among the Malaysians rather than divide. And finally, of course, to welcome Mitch and Frida. So Frida, of course, is not going to speak today, but she's wonderful. Aziza mentioned to me, in fact, complained this morning, why wasn't Frida given the floor? That's not my fault, it's Andrew's fault. So politicians have the responsibility, but not accountability. This is not us, huh? I'm just quoting a former chief minister of one state. When he had this enormous problem, water problem in the state of Malacca, he said, yes, I'm responsible, but not accountable. But that's the past. So, Mitch, I do not choose to repeat, give all the accolades that you have achieved thus far. Is there? Most of them are known. You are known to them. And some of my friends at Sunway and Star said, well, I think because your presence, there's so many of you come. No, these guys are, most of you are present, highly interested in what I have to say. They have never appeared in my charamas. But they come actually to listen to you. So, terima kasih. Thank you very much.